There we go. Hello, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, and evening. Welcome. Let's do a energizing practice today. I'm making sure that the camera's following me. Looks like it is, so we're set up. You might want to grab a couple blocks if you have them, or something of the sort. Helps to give a little bit of reach for one of the poses that we're doing today. So, welcome. My name is Stacy, and I'm glad that you're here and that you've joined me. So, let's begin in child's pose. Bring the toes together, knees wide, and we'll walk the hands down. And begin to tune into your breath. Press your chest and your chin in the direction of the mat. Perhaps close your eyes. Allow your belly to release. Hips toward the heels, but not pushing it if they're not going too far, because you're still warming up. And as you notice the breath, begin to notice the way that it feels in your body. So how does your body feel as you breathe? Imagine your torso as a three-dimensional tube that has this flexibility to it. And as you breathe, you can feel the whole torso spreading and contracting. And you notice your inhales. And you notice your exhales. Even if it's just for one breath. Now let's walk our hands up. Press yourself up to a seat. And if your eyes were closed, go ahead and blink them open. We'll bring the knees together and come to a tabletop. I like to tuck my toes for a little bit of stability. In your tabletop, your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. We'll find cat and cow. So as you inhale, tip the pelvis down. Collarbone widens and spreads toward the front of the room. And your gaze goes toward the front of the room. As you exhale, chin to chest. Push into the mat. Spread the shoulder blades apart. Tuck the tailbone. Take your time. Inhale. Move at your own pace with your own breath. And exhale, chin to chest, round the back, tuck the hips. And I like to begin with a little bit more control. So starting at the hips and working my way up to the gaze. And then as I return, I go chin to chest, push into the mat, and then tuck the tailbone. So from top to bottom. But then as my spine begins to warm up, I like to vary the cat and cow. And I would recommend a little bit of play. So, for example, if in your cat you like to push back so your hips are over your heels and really push your chin towards your chest, then please feel free to do so. And if in cow you like to maybe bend the elbows and walk forward with the hips, recruiting them in there, then feel free to do that too. Just make it your own. Continue to move up and down the spine. in cat and cow, forget about the rules for a minute and just breathe as you move. Let's take the hands, we'll come back through center. Let's take the hands and we'll walk them outside of the mat on the right side. So you've got the right side a little squished up on the torso area and the waist. And on the left side, it's really lengthened. And continue with your cat and cow here. So as you move, same thing. Inhale, pelvis moves. Exhale. There's a little bit of restriction on one side, but there's a lot more opening as you push into your hands on the left side. And then we'll walk the hands through the center, just outside of the left side of the mat. And begin to move in cat and cow again. Really feeling up and down the spine. And we'll walk our hands back through the center, back to a tabletop. Take the hands forward. Move them forward about a handprint. And then move the whole upper body forward. Tuck in the low ribs, because otherwise it's going to hang, and you don't want that. It's not good for the low back, and it doesn't feel good. So tuck in the low ribs and the belly. And then you want to intentionally rotate your biceps forward. Let's see how I'm doing that. Rotate the biceps forward. Bend at the elbows and lower all the way down. When you bend at the elbows, keep the elbows close to the ribs. Untuck the toes, press into the mat, inhale up, cobra. Exhale, lower down. Now, let's take the hands outside of the mat, one on each side. We're going to place down just the fingertips, palms raised, so it's like we have spider fingers, elbows at 90 degrees. Press into the mat, inhale up. And let's move into the front of the body in a way that feels good to you. Move the shoulders. Maybe dip one shoulder at a time. I like to call this dancing cobra. I don't think that's an official name, and I don't think this is an official pose, but it does feel really good, and so that's why I'm inviting you to share with me. And we'll lower back down. Press the hands into the mat. Tuck the toes, press the hips over the heels. Back to child's pose. Let's press forward to plank. Bend at the elbows, lower down. Untuck the toes, press up to cobra. Exhale, lower down. Press again into the mat, up to plank on the knees. Now that's going to take some strength there, so push into the mat hard, and then the hips over the heels for child's pose. 2 more times. Let's flow through that. Forward to plank on the knees. Exhale as you lower. Inhale as you lift and open. Exhale down. Press up to plank on the knees and back to child's pose. Once more, forward to plank on the knees, lower to the mat. Inhale up, cobra. Exhale, lower down. Press up to a plank on the knees and back to child's pose. Let's tuck the toes, press the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Press equally into the hands as you do the feet. Evenly. All of the hands, the fingers, the fingertips, and the feet are pressing into the mat. Heels are pressing toward the earth. They may not reach. Sometimes mine do, sometimes they don't. So it really depends on either how warm you are or your body genetics. Sometimes that plays a role in it too. Or maybe it just takes time for you to warm up. Pedal your feet, bend into one knee at a time, and then the other. As you do, press your chest toward your thighs. Really lengthens the armpits and spreads and opens the pectoralis muscles. We'll walk the feet toward the hands. Remain folded. And we'll hang like a rag doll. As we do, clasp opposite elbows and rock from side to side. As you sway to the right, bend the left knee. As you sway to the left, bend the right knee. And continue that movement. Release the hands. Place the right hand on the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, lift your left hand to the sky. Pull the top of your head toward the front of the mat, or the front of the room. Exhale, release. Bend your knees as much as you need to place your left hand on the mat. Press down, inhale, lift halfway. As you exhale, twist, lift your right hand to the sky. Release, lower your hands. Let's roll up to standing. Take your sweet time. Let your arms hang. Bend at the knees, tuck of the hips, stack of the spine. Roll the shoulders down and away from the ears. Adjust if needed. Gaze is forward. Oh, my camera's not tracking. Please adjust. Tracking. There we go. Now it's tracking. We're adjusted. And we are in our mountain pose. Feet at hips width distance. Inhale as you sweep the arms up. Exhale as you fold forward, out and down. Inhale as you lift halfway, hands on the shins, gaze at the floor. Exhale as you plant your hands, step back to a plank. Any plank will do. You can be at the full expression of the plank. You can be on your knees or your forearms, whatever works for you. Inhale at the top of the plank, really push into the mat. Spread the shoulder blades across your back. Lift the thighs toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, bend the elbows, keep them close to the ribs, and lower all the way down. Untuck the toes. Inhale up, cobra. Exhale, lower down. Now you have some choices for the next one, part of the chaturanga. So for this, we can press the hips over the heels and lift up and back. We can also press up from a push-up if you'd like. Back to downward facing dog. Or we can roll over the toes and press up. Downward facing dog. Lots of choices. It's kind of fun to vary your choices of challenges throughout the class. I find that mine often vary depending on my energy level or how I'm feeling. Inhale as you rise to the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, and step hop or float to travel to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Rise and reach. Exhale, release to mountain pose. Inhale, arms come up. Lifting high. Exhale, fold forward. Out and down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to a plank, lower through your chaturanga. Maybe it's halfway, maybe it's all the way down. Inhale up to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Notice your breath. Notice the pace of your breath. Is it moving more quickly? Is it moving in a more choppy way? Or is it smooth? Inhale as you rise to the balls of your feet. Exhale as you bend your knees and look past your hands. Step hop or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise and reach with your hands. Hold the top, arch the back, reach the chest toward the sky. Exhale, fold forward, out and down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, take your right foot to the back of the mat. Lower your right knee. Inhale, arms rise up. Sink and open the front of the right thigh in your low crescent lunge. Let's lower the hands. This is where the blocks will come in handy. Grab your blocks. Bring them around the front foot. Now we'll press the hips back. Lift the front toes. Pull the blocks back. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, hinge toward your front leg. Chin to chest. Now, if you'd like a little bit of movement in this pose, you can rotate your pinky toe externally, so toward the mat, and your big toe up as you are hinged toward your extended leg. That may feel good or inviting to you. Let's lower the front foot to the mat. We'll move the blocks out of the way. Place the hands down, lift the right knee, step back to a plank, lower through a chaturanga. Inhale up to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Right leg lifts on the in-breath. Exhale, place it between your hands. Lower the left knee. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, twist to your left, extend your arms. Flip your front palm so that it's facing the ceiling, and then right arm overhead, reverse. Elbow straight, arm like a sword piercing the clouds in the sky. Travel back through the center. Biceps by the ears, turn forward. Place your hands down on the mat. Lift your left knee. Left foot travels up to meet right. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise all the way up. Chest to the sky, slight pause here. Exhale, fold forward, out and down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, take your left foot to the back of the mat. Lower your left knee. Inhale, rise with your arms. Biceps by the ears. Lengthen the front of the left thigh. Now let's lower the hands. We'll grab the blocks. Press the hips back. Lift the front toes up. Rearrange so we have a nice flat back. Inhale, exhale. Hinge. And then drop your chin towards your chest. And you can, if you'd like, rotate that pinky toe externally toward the mat. And then lift the toes up toward the ceiling. And rotate again. And back up. And let's set the front foot down, move the blocks out of the way. Place the hands down on the mat, lift the left knee. We'll step back for a chaturanga. Inhale up to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Left leg rises on the in-breath. Exhale. Place it between your hands. Lower the right knee. Inhale. Arms rise up. Exhale. Twist to your right. Extend your arms. Flip the front palm. Reverse your reach. Left arm overhead. Travel back through center. And then we'll bring the biceps by the ears, turn forward. Place the hands down, lift the right knee. Right foot steps up to meet left. Inhale, left halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise all the way up. And exhale, fold forward, out and down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step back and take a chaturanga the way that you do. Inhale, up to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, back to child's pose. Toes together, knees wide. Return to the breath and the feeling of the breath. Let's swing the legs around. Come to a seat. Extend the legs out in front of you, toes pointed up. Inhale, arms reach up. Fold. Let the hands fall where they may. Roll up to seated. And then we'll bring the soles of the feet together, knees open wide. Hands along the either the shins or the ankles, and then we'll place the forearms right around the thighs. Inhale for a long spine, exhale, fold. Your gaze is at the floor just beyond your toes. There's light pressure on your thighs with your forearms. And if you'd like to do a little spice in your pose, then you can press equally into your forearms as you are pressing your forearms into your thighs. Now release any resistance if you're using that, and then just press with your forearms into your thighs. You may notice a little bit more room. And let's roll up to seated. We'll bring the knees together. And let's find boat pose. Any boat pose will do. So you can have straight legs, you can have bent knees. You can have your hands on your knees, you can have your hands free. You can have your hands on your toes if you'd like. It's all boat pose. At least here it is. The most important part is that your spine is nice and tall, wherever you are. So here we are in boat pose, okay? And let's do some little taps. So tap with the right foot, back up. Tap with the left foot, back up. Right, left. One more. Right, left. Now, let's try both. 1, 2 more. 2, straight spine. And 1 more. 3. Excellent. And now we'll roll down from boat pose. Roll over the sacrum. Oh, there it is, kayak. I don't know if that's a real pose, but that's what I'm calling it. Let's find surfboard. There we go. And surfboard. All the way down. Maybe windshield wiper the feet or the ankles. Bring the knees into the chest. We'll rock from side to side. Bring your arms to a T, and we'll begin to rock right and left. In fact, you can take your legs all the way to the floor if you like. If you do, then take your head the opposite direction. Your gaze, turn it the opposite direction. I'm going to place the soles of the feet on the mat. Bring the hands by the side. We're going to do some light bridge work, but a little bit different, more of an active bridge. So as you inhale, lift your hips up. As you exhale, roll back down. 2 more times. Inhale. Pull the kneecaps toward the front of the room as you lift your hips high. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Keep the thighs pulled together as you lift high toward the sky. Exhale, lower down. This time we'll recruit the arms and take them overhead as we lift up. So inhale, arms up and overhead. Feel the length from your fingertips all the way to your kneecaps. Exhale, lower down, take the arms overhead, back to the mat. 2 more times. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Once more. Inhale. And exhale. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees open wide, one hand on the heart, one hand on the abdomen. Return to the breath, noticing your inhalations and your exhalations. Tuning into the texture of your breath. Welcoming any pauses between the inhale and the exhale. And allowing the body to breathe on its own. Bring the knees together, and then we'll bring them into the chest. Rocking from side to side, massaging the low back. Take the hands down the outer edges of the legs. Find the feet or the ankles or the calves for happy baby. Pull the soles of the feet toward the ceiling and the knees toward the armpits. And while you do that, we will conversely bring the tailbone down to the mat and perhaps rock from side to side. And if you want to play in happy baby, as I'd like to invite you to do, begin to maybe straighten one leg and bend the other. And rock from side to side. Because we're allowed to play in happy baby. We have the freedom to do so. Find stillness. Bring the knees together, wrap the arms around. We'll tighten the toes. Bring the chin to the chest. Tighten the calves. Tighten the thighs. And the fingers and the arms and abs. And the face. Deep breath in. And exhale as you release for Shavasana. All the way down to the mat. Untuck as you need to or shift around to find comfort. I recommend tucking the chin so that you can elongate the back of the neck. And here we are with our breath. Breathing into the body on the inhale. And sinking on the exhale. Noticing the connection points in our body, the place where we're presently attached, connected with the earth. And feeling into those connection points. Feeling the energy exchange between you and the earth. So breathe in, taking what you need. And as you exhale, release what no longer serves you. Now we have a very short Shavasana today. Let's begin to deepen the breath. Introduce some movement in the body. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Maybe rotate the ankles and wrists. Inhale, take your arms up overhead. Stretch your toes toward the front of the room. Exhale, bring your knees to your chest. Perhaps blink open your eyes and rock from side to side. When you're ready, roll to your right side, right arm overhead. Pause here for a moment. And then with your free hand, press yourself up to seated. Scoot up closer to you now. My camera's not going to follow. So I'll come here. Hello. Anyway, thank you for joining me. It was a lovely class, and I appreciate your time and the devotion that you give to your own well-being and self-care. Best wishes to you today.